That's a great question. That's a great question. Um, yeah, I've produced, I believe, 37 comedy specials, and or 38, and I've sold 37 of them to networks. Um, a lot of the specials that I've done, the difficult thing about producing hour specials psychologically is the fact that not all specials are created equal, and the material on all specials aren't always equal. And so you're working hard to be great for the artist, to try to get their special going, whether you represent them or not. But unfortunately, the content isn't always as good as some of the others, and sometimes it can get to you. In the case of the special that I didn't sell, which I think I can talk about it, to me it's a special that I was really proud of what the artist did. A great comedian who probably doesn't get as much due as a stand-up comedian because he spent more time as a writer on shows like Blackish or Everybody Hates Chris and a lot of different shows. And his name is Owen Smith. And Owen had the idea of shooting the first special ever on iPhones. Never been done before. And I was working with him and we put it together, and he did most all the heavy lifting because it was his concept and idea. And we shot it in a small venue in Santa Monica, the West Side Comedy Club, which is a very tiny venue, really cool though. And he bought 10 iPhones. We shot the special, and he returned the iPhones the next day. Might not have had the greatest integrity, but it was fascinating. But I think the problem that I ran into was the fact at that time trying to sell it, even though the concept was so original and unique and nobody had done it before. I don't even know if anybody's done it since. But the fact was, at the time, no one really knew him as a stand-up. And even though there were points in my career where years ago I could sell specials for Kyle Cease and Aaron Cairo and people like that who nobody really knew at the time, that was a time when people were looking for hour specials with people that they didn't really know. And in this cycle of the last 5 years, it's been much different. And so the comedians that get the specials have either made a name for themselves through social media or through their own efforts on podcasts or things like that have exploded. And Owen was a guy whose career was extraordinary in the writing world. And his stand-up was just as extraordinary, but he wasn't known for it through the masses. He didn't have a huge social media presence. So I think that was difficult to swallow for me because the concept was more original than any special that I've ever done in my life, maybe except for Dane Cook in the Round at Madison Square Garden or Boston Garden, where nobody had done a special in the Round, I think, since maybe George Carlin, 25 years ago. And certainly no one had done one in a 19,000 seat venue. But with a 19,000 seat venue with 18 cameras. But I think Owen's special it bothered me because it was so original, so unique, so special. But because of where he was at that point in his career, it didn't get the due that some of the other specials I sold did. And I can honestly say that special is a great special. The material's extraordinary. He's great. And it's done uniquely and originally. And there's many specials that I did as I look back that were not as well done as that one that sold. So I think that's probably something that I'll have to live with as long as I am in this business.